Hi guys, welcome. My name's Maria Firefly Yoga. So please make sure you're fit and well before we start the practice today. This practice isn't for anyone that is pregnant or has an injury. So we're going to come over to the mat. Make sure you've got a block or a bolster, something to sit up on. So last week we were talking about prana. So when you breathe in, you bring in that life force energy into your body. This is called prana. This is called our energy. And also with prana, we can draw it in by water, by food, by our thoughts and by our experience. And as I said to you last week, when you're using your breath, if you felt a bit clogged in your chest area, it's always a good idea to breathe up into your chest to clear your chest. We also spoke about apana vayu, that's the exhale. And apana is when we're letting go, when we get rid, the waste. That would be obviously urine, feces, sweat. And when we breathe, we're drawing the belly back, we're getting rid of. So again, if you feel like you need to get rid of something, even in your thoughts, then really work on that exhale. So keeping it very simple, Samana Vayu is around our belly area. And this is like our equalising. This is the middle section. This is digestion. And this is our gut feeling. Our gut feeling is really incredible. And it does tell us a lot. So we're going to sit up. We're going to practice just a simple yogic breath. And I want you to think about this area. So just watch yourself, close your eyes, but really concentrate on this area and think about it. Think about how your tummy moves out, how your ribs expand, and how you can just breathe in to this area without coming up into your chest. So it's just a case of listening to the body. Yoga is a spiritual practice. A lot of the time our body's doing one thing and our mind is doing the other, and we're trying to connect. So just by sitting here, breathing, concentrating on just this area, so play around with it. Take your air up into your prana region. This is where it's going to come right up into your chest. You can then slow your breathing down and just practice breathing into your trunk area, belly, rib cage. Feel the breathing coming into your back. You could then play around with your apana and really start drawing back and pushing down and really exhaling. So I'm going to leave it to you to just experience what's going on in your body. So we're going to bring a mudra. This is a seal, and it's going to help us concentrate. So we're literally going to bring all our fingertips and our thumb together. Just touch. You do see politicians, presidents sometimes standing like this. When they're doing a speech. It's very powerful. So let's just hold this mudra, and you just hold it in front of your tummy. And now just allow yourself to sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back and down. And just start to breathe naturally, nice and slow. And I just want you to connect with your Samana Vayu. This is in your tummy area. This is where our gut instinct comes from. Very, very powerful, our gut instinct. How many times have you had this gut instinct and you've gone along with it and you've been right every single time? So as you're breathing, just feel the rise and fall of your tummy. Just experience how your ribs stretch and expand out to the side. So it's quite a shallow breath to just breathe into the tummy area. And just allow your tummy to relax. No holding of any abdominals. You can slightly pull up in the pelvic floor area, around your perineum, around your anus. Just very gently, just tuck up there. But then you can allow your tummy to relax. And just notice how the breath comes into your back. So your whole trunk area. And now from here, let's just experience Pranavayu. Yeah, so as we breathe in, push your tummy out. And now keep breathing in and feel your chest rise and lift up. So there's a lifting effect. This is prana. Pranavayu. And you just feel everything lift up. And then as you exhale, just allow your belly to be soft. Come back to breathing into Samanavayu, which is just in the tummy area, around your ribs and your back. And now we're going to breathe up into Pranavayu, so breathe in. Feel your chest lift, feel your collarbone lift. Hold your breath in for a few moments, so feel that lift in your shoulders, in your chest. And now I want you to exhale, feel the shoulders dip, feel the chest come down, and now start to bring in a Pranavayu. So start to draw your belly button back to your spine. Think about really exhaling, put some effort into exhaling. So this is the get rid. This is get rid of waste. This is exhaling as much as you can. You can hold your breath for a few seconds. And then just bring the breath back into Samanavayu. This is in the center. This is around your tummy, your ribs, just into your back. And then we're going to bring our hands into prayer. Just gently open your eyes. So I hope you got a little bit of insight there into just connecting with yourself. And that's Apana, Samana, and Apana. So bring your bottom down on your mat now. You can bring your cushion or your block out of the way. We're going to take our hand down, we're going to draw our arm up nice and tall, and then take a stretch over to the side. So really feel that stretch in your body. If you're more flexible, you can bring your forearm down to the mat, but don't lose the stretch. Yeah, so if you have to be up nice and high, then just go with it. Let's come over to the other side, lift your arm up. Big deep breath and then take a stretch over to the side. We're going to bring ourselves up and we're going to take a little twist to the side. And we're going to come round to the other side. We're going to bring ourselves onto all fours. So just allow your body to come into like a neutral position. You've got your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And then think about arching that back and using the full breath here. So as you're holding it here, you bring your breathing back to neutral and just move your bottom from side to side. So you're breathing naturally. When we come to an exhale, so I'm going to exhale and I'm going to tuck my tailbone I'm going to tuck my chin into my chest. I'm going to move forward and back. As you do, you feel a little stretch in that lower back. Draw that tummy back to your spine. Let's do that one more time. Take a big inhale. And then begin to breathe naturally. I'm going to take a little look back at the right heel. Come round to the other side. Look back to the left heel. Come back to centre. You just breathe in naturally. Then when you're on that exhale, you draw that belly button back to your spine and move forward and back. It's always a nice idea to bring in that ujjayi breath where you're making that sound, that ocean wave sound. So that it's quite a lovely way to connect with yourself, to hear your breath. And then we're going to come back to neutral. We're going to sit back on our heels and we're going to draw the arms out in front. And again, just practice that ujjayi breath. So we're really trying to connect our body, our breath and our mind here. Sometimes they get really lost. The body's doing one thing and the mind's doing the other. So it's just all these little practices that we do in yoga. It just, you know, it helps us to connect. It's not going to happen overnight. So we just start noticing different things about ourselves. Bring ourselves up. Right hand to tummy. And then think about just lifting up that right shoulder, getting that little twist. If you can, you bring your arm up. Think about your hips. Make sure they've not gone over to the right. Draw them back to the centre and hold it here. So just breathe in naturally. And then bring that right arm down. Let's do the left side. So left hand to your tummy. Hold your hips still. Take that left shoulder round. Draw your hips back to the centre. And I've got my left arm up in the air. If the arm's too much, just place your hand on your back. And then settle back in. Just move from side to side. So let's just close our eyes for the moment. Tuck our chin into our chest and come up into that cat stretch. So really feel this back stretching here. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to come back into a down facing dog. So feel free to paddle your feet through if you need to. And just moving from left to right. You really want to feel a flat back. Now if you need to experience this, bend your knees quite a bit. As you bend your knees, you'll notice that your head comes further back between your hands. Push your tailbone up and just feel this flat back. Close your eyes. When you experience something, you know where to go, you know what to come back to, okay? So once you can feel that flat back, let's start paddling through the feet. If you feel you're losing that flat back, then do a down dog with bent knees. It really doesn't matter. We're going to walk our hands back to our feet. And I want you to just hang down for a few moments. So again, take the bent knee option if you need to. Let's make sure that we're definitely rocking our head, that the head is loose and hanging. Once you're here and you're hanging and you've got no lower back pain or any back pain at all, push your bottom up nice and high. Maybe move your legs from side to side or bending and stretching. Just allow the body to come into a good forward fold position. Let's interlace our fingers. I'm going to hold the legs still. I'm going to draw the arms down. As you're drawing your arms down, I want you to think about lifting your thighs. Look back at your thighs
and watch them. Can you see them lift up? So just have a practice of relaxing the thighs and then drawing the thighs up. When the thighs are drawn up, you notice the knees will lift, so you're protecting your knees. Think about your tummy now. I want you to draw that tummy up under your rib cage. So draw it out the way. And then think about your perineum and your anus and also your pelvic floor. It's just a very subtle tightening. Let's bring our hands and draw them up the legs, just up the fronts of the legs. Don't put too much pressure on your knees. Roll your shoulders back, tuck your chin into your chest. Look down at your feet, spread your toes, maybe lift the heels, draw the thighs, push your tailbone back and draw the crown of your head forward. We're going to slightly bend the knees, lifting the head. Okay, so you want a nice flat back. You might need to tuck that tailbone. So think about tucking the tailbone, bringing your hands into prayer and then standing all the way up. So we're going to roll the shoulders back. So if you're able to, if through all the moves, slightly close your eyes a little bit or go into that gazing pose. We're going to bring our right arm across our body, just hold it here. So really trying to connect with ourselves on a deep level, trying to understand our body. Bring your left arm across. Then we're going to take our hands behind our back, just roll the shoulders down. Make sure you're tilting the pelvis. We don't want to arch the back too much. And then we're going to come to the top of the mat. So we'll start with our toes together. Spread your toes, lift up your thighs. We're going to inhale our hands to the front of our body. So palms are facing each other. You're going to inhale, bringing your arms up. Feel that lift. I want you to feel a stretch in your hips. Tuck that tailbone slightly. Bring your palms forward and then start to come into an L shape. Now your shape might just be here. You might be able to come down a little lower, just come to wherever feels comfortable for you and hold it. Draw up your thighs. Kind of slightly bend the knees, take your hands to the floor, fingertips to the floor, and then think about pushing your tailbone up to the ceiling. Hold it here. You're looking slightly forward, so like about 2 feet in front of you. From here, draw your fingertips back to your feet. I want you to take the right leg back, but not a massive lunge. And the reason being, I want us to be able to take our knee over our toe. My hands are on my left leg, and now I'm dropping into this stretch in my hip. But notice that my knee is over my toe. Back toes are tucked. This is going to help me balance. And just allow yourself to come as far forward as you can. Just make sure this heel stays on the mat. So breathe in nice and deep. From here, I'm going to come up. I'm going to bring my hands down and I'm going to step back into plank. So just hold your plank for a second. You might need to do your plank on the knees. This is entirely up to you. Hold it here. So powerful plank, pushing back in the heels. So either stay here, come onto your knees. If you want, we're going to take right hand to left shoulder, come down and then change again, left hand to right shoulder, hand comes down. Bring your knees down. Leave your toes tucked under, and I want you to push yourself back, coming into a child's pose. Take your hands out in front, spread your fingers, take your forehead to the mat. Nice big deep breath in, and again draw in that belly underneath your ribs. So draw it all out the way. Think about that tightening around your perineum and your pelvic floor, just drawing up here. From here, we're going to come up. I want you to draw your hands back in so you're in a real box position. And I want you to take your chest down to the mat and then push back up. Take it down and then relax all the way down. So you do a little bit of a tricep dip there. So my hands are next to my chest. I'm going to draw my arms in nice and tight. Tighten the thighs so your knees are going to lift, and then just lift up your back slightly. So this might be enough. You might want to come up a little bit more. You've got a lot more pressure in your hands. Just make sure your elbows are tight to your body. If you want, you're going to come up even more and hold it here. Okay, and then we're going to push back. Come back into your down dog. Again, once you're in this down dog, just experience that flat back. Yeah, we always want our spine straight, so try bending your knees. Notice how lovely and flat it feels now. And then maybe paddle out your feet until you feel you're in a good upside down V shape. Hold it here. From here, I'm going to bring my left foot over a little bit, over towards the right, just a bit. Push down quite heavy on that left foot, and now lift that right leg up, coming into a three-legged dog. I'm not taking this right leg up too much because I don't want my hip to open. So look back at your leg. You should see your knee and your toes pointing down. Push down on the heel on your left foot. Now I'm going to bend that right leg so toes go up to the ceiling. Now I'm going to open up the hip. So notice my right foot is going over to my left butt cheek. My arms are still coming forward. I'm not bending in the arms. Nice big deep breaths. From here, come back to the center, so level the hips, bring the knee into the nose. When you do this, your shoulders should be over your hands. So notice, I'm up in a down dog, and then my knee comes through. My shoulders are over my hands, and I'm going to place that leg down, coming into pigeon pose. So once you're into your pigeon pose, I'm just going to show you from the front. I've got my leg to the side, yeah, and I'm coming down. If this is not available to you, then bring your legs together like so, and you're just going to come forward. You're still going to feel this in your hip. So just hold your pigeon pose. Come back to the mat. So we're here. So you might be here, you might be here, you might be all the way down. You might be able to have your hands out. But wherever you are, I want you to switch off. Use your Ujjayi breath, so think about that ocean breath. I kind of like to explain it a little bit like the Darth Vader breath, which isn't very spiritual or yoga-y, but if you're doing it loud, it does sound a bit like Darth Vader, that.
Yeah, so imagine taking that Darth Vader sound and lowering it all the way down to a beautiful ocean wave. That's about the best way I can describe it. It literally should just be yourself that can hear this breath. And it's very, very calming. So just relax here. I want you to think about your tummy. I want you to think about lifting it up. So just experience this. Take your tummy and I want you to lift it up and kind of tuck it up underneath your ribs. And it's very, very gentle. It's a little bit like a trampoline, yeah? So it's movable, but very, very strong. So bring yourselves up. So we're going to come up here. If you can you lift up your back foot? Now you might literally just be here. If you can, you might be able to grab your foot and kind of take a little twist. If you can, you might be able to get your foot in the crease of your arm. Once you're here, shall we just bring our hand out in front and touch your thumb to your first finger. So stay where you are. If you was in this position, I want you to just lift your foot and just bring it up. If you can, get it a little higher and get it in the crease of your arm, so you would be here. That's absolutely fine. So we're here. Yeah, so we're going to lower that leg. We're going to bring ourselves back up into this three-legged dog. So I'm going to tuck my toes, I'm going to draw myself in, just allowing my hips to neutralise. I'm going to bring myself into a box position. And then from here, I'm going to step my right leg through and my left leg through until my toes are touching. Have your knees bent, push your bottom up in the air, drop your head so you know you're completely relaxed. Then let's try and stretch out the legs, drawing up the thighs, drawing up your tummy, your pelvic floor. And then from here, let's just take our arms out to the side, drawing our arms above our head. And then we're going to bring our hands into our heart centre. So just close your eyes for a moment. Think about rolling your shoulders back. Think about really pushing down in all four corners of the feet. If you feel a bit wobbly at this stage, lift your toes, lift your heels. Really allow yourself to connect down. Think about that pelvic floor area. So right at the bottom of your spine, think about that triangle right at the bottom of your spine, between your anus and your sexual glands. You want to draw up here. And then we're going to bring our hands to the side of our body. Let's roll our shoulders. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So push your heels down. Make sure you don't feel like you're leaning forward or you're leaning back. You're completely grounded all the way right through to that triangle at the bottom of your spine. So we're going to bring our hands, palms are facing. Draw up your thighs. We're going to inhale, taking the arms above the head. Really get that inhale. As you exhale, take the bottom back, take the crown of the head forward. So have your eye gaze down. Come into a position that suits your hamstrings and your back. So you're either going to come all the way down or you're going to bend your hands. So tuck your chin into your chest. Draw your tummy, your thighs. Push your feet down. Then bring your eye gaze about 2 feet in front of you. Be relaxed in the shoulders. So no pressure in the shoulders. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees.
Then bring your fingertips back to your feet. Lift up that left leg. It's not a big lunge, it's a little lunge. Bring your hands up to your right knee. Back toes are tucked. And then I'm coming forward until my right knee is over my toes. I want you to think about your right heel. Is it down or is it lifting? If it's lifting, come up, fiddle around until you can come into this position without that heel lifting. You might have to readjust your back toes as well. So don't feel like you've got to just stick in a position. As you're becoming more flexible, of course you're going to need to move around and settle down into the position. So just have your eye gaze coming forward, be relaxed in the shoulders. Then from here, I'm coming back, bringing the hands down, coming into a nice strong plank. So feet are hip distance, if not a little bit wider, pushing back with the heels. Sometimes you might need to bring those toes in a little bit. So you can push back, draw your thighs up. Now think about that tummy. Draw that tummy, draw that pelvic floor. Be nice and soft in the shoulders. Excuse me, you can be on your knees if you need to be. If you're here, either stay here. If you want a little bit more, push down on your right hand, lift up, left hand, touch right shoulder. I'm really trying to not move my body too much. So I'm going to lift up. So notice I'm not doing this and turning. I'm holding everything still as much as possible. Dropping down. Knees come down. Toes are still tucked under. Replace them if you need to. And then sit back, taking your forehead down. Listen to your breath. You might feel like you was holding your breath. Feel that flat back. Experience this lovely long flat back. We always want a long spine. Use your Ujjayi breath. And then we're going to come up. I'm going to kind of bring myself back into a box position. The elbows are coming to the back of the room. I'm coming into that kind of tricep dip. Yeah, so you really use your triceps as your chin and chest comes down, and then you push back up. And then I'm going to come down and stay down, relax. Tuck your chin into your chest, become long, so crown up, toes come away, hands come back, maybe roll the shoulders. Take a nice big deep breath in and just lift the head. This might be enough. You might want to come up higher. You might want to come up a little bit higher. When you're in this up facing dog, please just make sure that your hands are under your shoulders. And then we're going to tuck and we're going to lift. So coming back into a down dog. So you're becoming more flexible. Your back is probably becoming a little bit flatter, but practice, bend those knees. Feel that flat back. Rock your head from side to side. Let's flatten the heels back down, drawing up the thighs, drawing up the belly. That right foot, I'm going to slightly bring it into the left. Pushing down on the right heel, and then I'm going to draw up my left leg. Stay where you are, guys. I need to move forward because I've got my foot stuck up my cabinet. So up comes that left leg. As it comes up, my right heel is lifted up. So I'm going to push down on my right heel. I might need to walk my hands back a little bit. I'm looking back at my left leg. I can see my toes are pointing down. I can see my knee is in line with my leg, so I haven't opened my hips, which is good. Now I'm going to point my toe to the ceiling. And from here, I'm going to open my hip. Now, when I do this, I've got to make sure that I'm not twisting in my arms. I'm trying to take my left foot to my right bum cheek. I'm pushing down on the heel on the right foot. Thinking about the arms. And now from here, I'm coming back to the centre. As I draw my knee to my nose, my shoulders are over my hands, and then place that knee down and start to come down. So it would be a big relief, a big sort of, big exhale, yes? And we must make sure we're breathing. Maybe take one hand on top of the other, just allow yourself to relax. You could maybe take your forehead down to the mat. You can also take your arms out to the side. Remember, if this isn't available to you, then you have your knees bent and you just work on coming forward. You might just hold it here. You can come onto your elbows. You can come all the way down. Once you're there, again, let's have a little think about the breath. Let's have a little think about that tummy. Can we lift it up? Can we draw up that pelvic floor? And then from here, take your time to draw yourself up. So we're drawing up our back leg. So you might just want to leave it here. That might be enough for you. You might also want to think about drawing this right leg back before you draw it up. I'm going to reach back for my toes. This might be enough. You might be able to get your foot in the crease of your arm. You might be able to balance. And remember, you're always welcome to sit back and just lift the leg up and just hold it here. So there's always different levels. So where are we? Oh, we hold it here. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hold it here. And then from here, we're going to relax. We're going to bring ourselves back. So I need to come up into that three-legged dog or a down-facing dog. So just bring yourself back. Let's just stretch that leg out just for a moment. And then bring ourselves back down onto our knees. We're going to move that left leg forward. Hold it here. We're going to bring our toes together. And just get into position. Think about really grounding with all four corners of the feet. Dropping the head. Lifting up that tummy. Stretching down, but being relaxed in your shoulders. From here, we're going to tighten the legs. I want you to bring yourself all the way up. Bring your hands above your head. Push down with all four corners of the feet. Bring your palms together. Holding it here. From here, we're going to bring back our right leg. So have your legs straight. Also, make sure that your legs aren't one in front of the other. Make a little bit of space. Dead straight legs. Notice that both my feet are coming forward and so are my hips. So I'm going to bring my arms above my head. So it's not a massive gap between the legs. Draw your arms above your head. Now we want to come down with a flat back. So inhale
And then as you exhale, think about drawing that tailbone back and drawing the crown of your head forward. Just hold it here. I'm sure you can feel the hamstring stretching. Hold it here, draw up your thighs. And then we're going to release, bringing the arms back, drawing the arms up, bringing your hands into your heart center. Let's change sides. So draw your right foot forward. You've got a gap between the feet. Left leg comes back. Really getting the feet grounded down. Feet are coming forward. Hip bones are coming forward. There's inhale. As we exhale, push that tailbone back. Draw those arms forward. Tuck your chin into your chest. So experiencing a nice flat back as much as you can. And then relax the hands. Draw yourself up. And then bring your hands into your heart center. From here, we're going to come to the side of the mat. So draw your feet in. Toes are coming in. Heels are slightly wider. Now, you have to play around with how wide your feet can be. We're going to do a similar thing. We're going to take our hands to our hips, and I want you to think about tailbone back, crown of the head forward, and just hold it here. Take your hands down. You might at this point feel like you can widen your legs a little bit. Once you're here, can we make sure that we're just relaxed in the head? Now think about your thighs. Draw your thighs up. Just hold it here. Just for a few seconds. Couple of deep breaths in and out. From here, we're going to straighten up, come up onto your fingertips. Right hand, flatten it down. Think about that turn before you come up. So we're coming round to the left side. And then that hand comes down. Nice flat hand. Keep your shoulder over your hand. Think about twisting. And then drawing up. Hand comes down. From here, we're going to turn our feet to the outside, and we're just going to move from side to side. So just walking from one side to the other. Just make sure that your feet stay flat on the mat. Over we go. One more time. Right, this time I'm coming all the way over to the right side, and I'm going to lift up my heel and have my left leg long, okay? And then bring my hands into prayer. So we've got a little balance going on here. If you need to take your hands down, have your hands down. Just be aware that your toes need to be going up, and so does your knee. We need to protect this knee. If you're noticing that your foot is coming too forward to the front, work on this rotation, drawing the foot to the back. And then if you can, keep a nice long spine, just holding it here. Then we're going to bring our hands down. Let's come over to the other side. So first of all, let's just allow the legs to stretch a little bit more. Then we're going to come all the way over to the left side. Get yourself into position. So you want your knee going out to the side. You want your toes on your right leg going up to the ceiling, protecting your knee. Really get that rotation. And then think about spine being nice and long, hands together. You can have your hands down if you need to. And relax. If that was unavailable to you, you can always come up into a real high lunge. So we just come here and here. Okay. So from here, we're going to move our feet in, bring them in, and then we're just going to lift our knees up. So from here, we're going to come down onto our mat now. So take your time, bring yourself down, and we're going to come onto our tummies. So we're just going to stretch out our back. So we'll come into Sphinx to start. So just have your elbows under your shoulders. Keep your eye gaze slightly down. So I'm looking directly in front of me but down. Just hold it here. If you want a little more, you can come up. If you want a little less, you just come a little lower. And relax down. From here, we're going to turn onto our side. I'm going to take my top leg and I'm going to hold on to my foot, bringing my knees together and relaxing my head. So I'm coming into a thigh stretch. Just hold it here. So feel that nice thigh stretch. I'm really drawing my foot to my bottom. And then I'm going to relax that top leg. Place my hand, fingertips in front of me, and lift up my top leg. So just lift it up, really get the glutes to work here. If you want, you can lift the bottom leg. If you want, you can take your hand to your thigh. If you want more, you lift up your head. So there's different levels, and you might be wobbling around, so you just come down into a lesser, drop the leg until you feel comfortable, okay? And then relax down. So I'm gonna turn away from you to just show you the other side. So swap sides. We're coming into that quad stretch, so nice long position. The top leg, hold on to the foot, making sure that I'm drawing my foot to my bottom. I've got both knees together. I can feel that stretch. And actually, if you really roll your shoulder back, you get a nice chest stretch as well. And then from here, I'm going to stretch the leg. I'm going to lift the leg and I'm going to lift the bottom leg. You can use your hand to either sit in front of you, helping you, or to your thigh. If you want more, you lift up your upper body as well. And then, are you breathing? Can you use that Ujjayi breath? And then, as I say, take yourself down. From here, we're going to roll onto our backs. So we're really working the whole trunk. Yeah, we've worked the back, we've worked the sides, now we're going to work the front. So again, thinking of that Samanavayu, whenever you want to work, you know, that area, you want to work the whole trunk area. And that's what we're doing right now. So we're opening, we're drawing energy into the whole trunk area. So from here, I'm going to take my fingertips down and I'm going to give you some options. I want you to think about rolling your pelvis back. You're either going to lift one leg off and swap, you know, bent legs or straight legs. So you can lift both legs off if you want to. Just be wary of your neck. Make sure your chin hasn't gone back. If you want more, we're going to lift the arms and the back up. Think about your breath work. So you might be doing one leg and swapping both legs down. There's loads of options. Take your hands to your knees And move your knees in some circles. And breathe nice and deeply. So the whole practice of yoga, the vayus, the breathing techniques, the postures, the chakras, everything we're doing, all these moves we're doing is to open, release blockages, helps us to breathe easy. So let's go back the other way. Place your feet down. So from here, I'm going to take my fingertips to the floor and very gently I'm going to lift my bottom up. Hold it here. Have a little think about your knees and your feet. They're about hip distance apart. So you don't want to be like this, yeah? You've got to be in alignment. If you want to, you can take, I'm doing right leg. Take your right leg up, relax down, and now take your left leg up and relax down. And then very gently, you start vertebrae by vertebrae, just lowering down. Take your time, lower yourself down. From here, we're going to take our arms out to the side, palms down, and then very gently, I want you to move the legs from the right to the left. Keep the head still, keep your eye gaze soft. We're going to hold the legs over to the right. Just hold it here. If you want a little bit more, you're going to take that top leg long. So I'm just going to move over a little bit to show you. So the leg comes over. That top leg comes long. You can use your hand to just hold it down. But notice my shoulder has not come off of the mat. If it starts to lift up, I suggest you take your body and you turn it to the left, keeping it down. Don't worry about the foot. If it's not touching the mat, that's no big deal. Then breathe in. As you're breathing, take a twist a little further. And then we're going to bend that top leg. We're going to gently come back to the center. If you feel like you need to move your legs from side to side, or you need to come out long, or you need to bring your knees in to release your back, just do what you need to do. Yeah, take your time, there's no rush. We hold the postures for a little while. So when you're ready, we're going to bring the knees over to the left. So they come over to the left. Correct yourself. You might need to lift your shoulders, draw them back round to the right. If you want a little more, you're going to take that top leg, right leg, take your left hand, just hold on to your thigh. Again, once you're there, if you think, oh, my shoulder's lifting, my right shoulder lift, take a turn. Keep your eye gaze up. Once you're there, maybe soften the eyes or come into that gazing pose. And then breathe, breathe deeply. And then we're going to bend the knee. We're going to bring ourselves back to the centre. Again, do what your body's asking you to do. And when you're ready, bring your soles of your feet together. Just allow your arms to be nice and relaxed at the side of you. If you'd like to, interlace your fingers and take your arms above your head. Just allow your elbows to drop out to the side. And then bring your knees together. Let's bring our right knee into our chest. Draw your hands and then bring the left knee into the chest. Just hold it here. Just a little gentle rock from side to side. So I think we're going to come up today and sit on our block or our cushion. If you don't want to, then I suggest that you stretch your legs out long and you take your feet to hip distance apart with your palms facing up. Make sure you roll your shoulders under and you just stay here. If you want to come up with me, and we're going to do a really short little cute little meditation today, we're going to roll over to our right. So take your time, roll over to your right and then push yourself up when you're ready. Find yourself a block or a bolster or a cushion and then come and sit up. So I'm going to read a nice short little meditation out to you. So again, be comfortable. If you're just sitting up against the wall, that's absolutely fine. Some days our knees and hips are different to others, so do as your body is telling you. And then I want you to think about drawing up and being nice and tall and rolling your shoulders back and down. So we can either sit with our palms to face up, we can sit with our thumb to our first finger with our other fingers stretched out long, or you can just place your left hand on top of your right and just hold yourself here. So close your eyes. Close your eyes and just take a nice big deep breath in. And feel your lungs right the way to the top. All the way coming right up under your collarbone. And exhale. And when you're exhaling, make sure that you're exhaling in a way that you're drawing your belly button back to your spine. And we'll just do that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out. So whether you're sitting up in meditation posture or whether you're laying down, I want you to make yourself feel comfortable. So maybe move around a little bit. Find that comfortable spot. If you already haven't, close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. I want you to start by breathing in for a count of 4. Feel your chest rise and then slowly breathe out for a count of 8. And in your own time, repeat this process. Breathing in for a count of 4. And then breathing out for a count of 8. And I'd like you to now bring your attention to your face as you're breathing. Are you holding any tension in your jaw, behind your eyes, or in your forehead? If so, just allow those areas to soften and relax. Just allow your lips, your cheeks to relax. Can you begin to form just a little smile on your lips, on your face? You may like to think of something amusing, or simply think of someone you love, some family or some friends. Simply focus on whatever brings up a happy memory. And just begin to smile. And at this point, if you're holding any tension in your body, just allow your smile to soften that area. Allow the muscles to soften and relax in your entire body. Until you feel completely relaxed. And when you finish relaxing one tight area, maybe move on to the next tight area. And as you breathe, just smile. Think about that happy thought. Just let and allow those muscles to soften and relax. Smile into the muscles. Smile into your muscles and just allow them to relax. Now let's bring your awareness to your heart and feel the smile and the happiness in your heart. You may like to visualize your heart chakra opening or pulsating and expanding with love and energy. You may like to visualize your heart energy as a pink or as a green light. The pink light represents unconditional love, and the green light is the colour of healing. So hold this focus, focusing on the love in the heart centre. So let's think of a positive affirmation to help you feel happier throughout the rest of your day. You might like to say to yourself, I am happy and relaxed despite my external circumstances. You might like to say, I find it easy to be happy and I smile often. You might like to say, I am responsible for my own happiness. You might like to say, happiness comes easily to me. Or you might like to say, when I smile, the whole world smiles with me. So bring your awareness back to your face now. As you are feeling happier and lighter, really smile. Put the biggest smile on your face. As you smile, feel all the hair stand up on your arms. Feel lighter and happier. And when you leave this meditation, you will find it easy to smile and be happy throughout your day. So it's now time for us to leave this meditation. Very gently bring your awareness back to your body. Perhaps give your fingers and toes a little wiggle. Anyone that's in this meditation posture might like to lay down and relax. Of course, anyone that's laying down, feel free to just stay laying down. I'd like to say thank you for joining me again. Namaste and Om Shanti, peace to you lovely people. and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye bye.